Hmm. Hello again, Mark Power here, the stuttering specialist. I want to answer a question that comes up a lot. A lot of people who stutter ask me, will my stuttering be permanent? Will I have it the rest of my life? I've heard that there's no cure for stuttering. Okay, so there are treatment programs that can allow you to talk without stuttering. Research has shown this time and time again. I myself am an example. I've given speeches before 300 speech pathologists at a workshop at a hotel. And I do know that many other people who stuttered can do amazing things right now without stuttering. So the problem I have is some speech pathologists, when they have a child in their therapy, right at the beginning of therapy, they give their opinion saying that you will always stutter and you're never going to change. We might be able to help you live with it, but you're always going to be a stutterer. There's no cure. Well, I agree there's no cure in a medical sense, but there are ways to replace your stuttering with a new way of talking. I consider these messages that you always will stutter the rest of your life as a harmful message. Given the research, obviously, a lot of people do recover. And the message it sends to this child is there's really no hope for you. Just learn to live with your stuttering. And that's really not accurate. Anyway, research has shown that people who start stuttering anywhere from 10% to 20 or 30% end up stuttering less than 3%, which is considered normal speaking. They've found that normal speakers have repetitions and trip over their words about 3% of the time or less. So if you stutter, you're doing that, you're doing real well. So the program that has been most effective for replacing stuttering with a new way of talking is called prolonged speech. And the way prolonged speech works is you start out talking very slowly. At this really slow rate, you can't stutter at all, but it really sounds ridiculous. What they do is after you start out real slow, you gradually, over a period of days, pick up the rate until it's faster and faster, and you're talking somewhat normally. The problem with this prolonged speech is since you start out so slowly, even though you end up at a faster rate, you may not sound very natural. More evidence that people recover from stuttering. Research has demonstrated that 80% of preschoolers who stutter grow out of the stuttering by the time they're 7 years old without any treatment whatsoever. It's called spontaneous recovery. So what about these people? They have resolved their stuttering problem and they didn't even need to go to therapy. School-age children, they have a better chance the earlier they get treatment and if they get the right treatment. And adults, they have always had this prolonged speech for the past 20 or 30 years. I went through the program myself, but there has been developed a newer program, and it's called MPI. It stands for Modifying Phonation Intervals. And the way this works is you learn a different way of speaking, which replaces your stuttering. The hard part with that is once you learn it in the office, from demonstration and you copy it, you may be able to do it pretty well in the office. But once you get outside and time goes by, you really forget what you're doing and your old stutter comes back. With this program, you get real-time feedback of how you're doing with changing the way you talk and how your voice is working. The way they do that is with a throat microphone that you wear around your neck that picks up your voice vibrations and sends them back to the app where you can see how your voice is working. So research has shown that if you reduce your short voicings by 50%, you don't stutter. So that's the target you need to do. And the MPI app will actually set a target for you and walk you through steps and reading, and then monologue, talking to yourself, conversation, a telephone conversation. All the while you can see your feedback on the phone because you have the throat microphone that's working and sending the messages back to the phone. So at the end of about 2 weeks, you're talking without any stuttering, all the way up to telephone conversations. You've learned the technique. Now it's time to take off that throat microphone and start using this new speech in the real world. And you do that. It takes about 3 to 6 months to transfer this new speech into all of your real life speaking situations, starting with the easiest and gradually building up. But you really need to also practice on the app every day and refresh your skills so you know how to produce that new speech you're trying to do. And after about 3 to 6 months, it really becomes the way you talk, and you can use it in any situations you need it. So you're replacing your stuttering with a new way of speaking. Is that a cure? I don't know. For me, I can speak in any situation I want, and I'm happy. So let that be a lesson to people who say you always will be a stutterer. Thanks a lot. Mark Power here, and if you like this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful videos like this one. Also, be sure to hit the share button and leave us a comment below so that others can benefit from it as well. I'll be recording a lot more helpful videos like this one to help you overcome your stuttering. And if you'd like to be notified, then click on the bell icon below.